This video is about how to do an apostille in California. I today went to the Secretary of State office in Los Angeles and I asked a lot of questions and I got a lot of answers. So, the first thing you have to do is make a copy of whatever item that you want to be apostilled. You then take that copy and the original item to any public notary in the state of California. This could be your bachelor's degree, this could be your FBI background check. You take it, you copy it, and you show it to one of these people. And these public notaries, there's a million of them, they're just everywhere. Some charge as little as $10, some charge up to $30. Try to find one that charges $10, and have them look at your copy, look at the original document, sign off on it, say it's legit. Once you have this notarized copy, take just the copy to this building.
Here I am at 300 South Figueroa. That's the California Secretary of State building. Parking next to here. Parking's like $9. Pretty ridiculous. Let's go inside and find out how to do an apostille. There's the building, 300 South Figueroa, on the corner of Figueroa and 3rd.
So an important thing to know, you don't actually have to go to that building. If you have a friend or a family member or someone else who's going to Los Angeles pretty soon, you can give them your notarized copy of whatever thing it was that you got or want to get apostilled. They can handle it on your behalf. Once you enter the doors of that building, you have to go through a security check, and then you're going to try to get to room 12513. The way you'll get there is you go straight through the doors, you make a right at the second set of elevators, and you go to the 12th floor. You're looking for the Secretary of State office. You get off the elevator, you hang a left, you walk down the hall, and then there should be a whole bunch of people there. It's probably the most popular and crowded office in the whole building. When you walk in the door of the room, you'll have to take a number and you'll have to wait. I waited 45 minutes, but it could easily be a lot longer than that. And so I waited, and all I want to do is talk to the guy. And I asked him questions about apostilles. And this is what he told me. He said he will apostille anything that has a public notary's signature on it. Yeah, he'll apostille any degree from any state. He'll apostille the FBI background check copies. He'd do anything. And he said all you have to do is get this form here. Here's the form. You pick these up in that room, and you just fill it out pretty easily, and it's $26 for each apostille. Yeah, so the guy told me it's a lot easier than I thought it was. I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, so then that should solve your apostille problems. However, though, I had a different experience 3 years ago, and I'm going to get into that now. Well, I remember when I first was going to Korea 3 years ago, and I really didn't know much about this apostille thing. What I did was I didn't go to a notary. I simply took my bachelor's degree, the real bachelor's degree, to this office in Los Angeles. There, some lady looked at it, took it to the back, and stapled the apostille paper to it. Yeah, the first time I went there, I used my real bachelor's degree with no notary, and she put an apostille on it. And then, of course, I called my recruiter at the time. I said, hey, my real bachelor's degree has been stamped and stapled, and I don't know why I did it, but I want to go to Korea. And my recruiter then called me an idiot and said that I was supposed to do it to a copy, not the real thing. So, yes, even today, my real bachelor's degree has a staple hole and half a stamp on it. So, I then went to a public notary, and I had the notary look at my bachelor's degree, look at the copy, and they stamped the copy and said, this is a real copy. And what I did is I went back to the Secretary of State, and I wanted them to apostille my copy. But when I got there, I got a different person, okay? And this person at the front, at the desk who I talked with, looked at my copy and said, "This needs to be approved by the county clerk's office. I will not apostille this." And I was like, and I was scared. I went back to San Diego. And there I got the county clerk to sign it or whatever, and I came back the next time. And when I came back, I didn't have cash, or I only had cash. I didn't bring a credit card. So then I had to go out, get a money order, come back. It was bad. I screwed up this process like 3 times. But ultimately, this is what I really think. That it's at the discretion of the person behind the counter. Okay? Because I've dealt with 5 different people at the Secretary of State office, and I think each one of them has a pretty significantly different understanding about what they can or can't apostille. Yeah, so the long version, the version that I know is legit, is in whatever state you're in, you take it to your state capital, you find a notary there, you have the notary check the 2 pieces of paper, and they say, okay, this is a real copy, the notary stamps it. Then you go to the county clerk's office, the county clerk checks the notary, says this notary is good, they stamp it. After that, you take it to the Secretary of State office, there's 2 stamps on it, the Secretary of State apostilles it. That's the long process, which I did a lot of research in, and I can guarantee you that will 100% always give you an apostille. But my experience at the Secretary of State office today, the guy told me, all you need is the notary. You don't need the county clerk. But 3 years ago, a lady told me that it's absolutely necessary to have the county clerk. So I think they don't even know what they're doing, quite honestly. Anyway, if you do it in Los Angeles, the county clerk's office is in Norwalk, so it's pretty close by. And I think also you could have some issues with, you gotta have the notary be an official public notary registered in whatever city you're in, and do the notarization in the city, in the capital city, or in this case in Los Angeles. Don't do it in your local city and then bring it to LA. They could have some issues with that. The guy told me that he would apostille any degree from any state, from even Canada, which I was kind of like, whoa, I don't know if America can do this. But yeah, anyway, the process is a lot easier than I imagined when I talked to that guy today. But if I talked to a different person at the counter, I might have gotten some different information. So hopefully this video doesn't confuse you too much. And what I can say is I highly recommend all Instruct Asia applicants to, in whatever state you currently reside, even if you got your bachelor's degree from the East Coast or whatever, you take your bachelor's degree, you make a copy of it, and you go to a public notary near your state capital, in whatever state you currently reside. You then find the Secretary of State office in the state you currently reside. You bring this stamped copy with you, and you say, please give me an apostille. And I really think it's at the judgment of the person behind the desk. If they will just give it to you, or if they'll ask you to do a whole bunch of extra stuff, or they might give you some flack saying, oh, you got this bachelor's degree in a different state, we can't do it. I think it's at their discretion. So, cross my fingers for you. Please comment on this video your experiences, because I really want to try to get a good sense of everyone's experiences in the apostille process. So, peace out.